Hi Gemini, welcome to the space. I'm Esme, this is Queer Witch Tarot, and this is your February 2024 reading. Just gonna start by sharing a little bit of information that I know about Gemini. So Gemini, you're ruled by Mercury, which is the planet of communication, processing. So you do a lot of external processing of emotions. You're very communicative, you put everything that you're feeling out and about, and you quickly process information. You're super playful, you're super curious, you're very intellectual, you're very into creating careers from your hobbies and hobbies from your career. You have very strong friendships and you're a social butterfly. So I hope you're having a good February so far. We're going to start off the reading today by pulling what is called the Soul Purpose Oracle cards. So it's just going to give us a brief overview into what you're experiencing, Gemini, through February. So it's going to show us a little bit about what you're learning this month, a little bit about any issues you may be having or any troubles you may have, and how this is going to help the rest of your life. Like, what are you going to learn in this month which is going to enable you to really succeed in the future and succeed in the now. Let's go in. So thank you, spirits, for being with us today. Thank you for all beings that are surrounding us. If this reading is for the highest good of all beings and for the good of the universe, then please show us some cards. So what is Gemini learning this month? In what areas of Gemini's souls are they expanding and coming into a new place of being? So this is for any Gemini, so whether you have a Gemini sun, a Gemini moon, or a Gemini rising. Okay. Loneliness is your first card, Gemini. So some of you are feeling like you don't have many people around you right now. Remember, this is still technically winter. You know, this is a time where people experience SAD, which is seasonal affective disorder. It's basically where you experience depression because it's winter. And you've also had the health card come through, and then you've had regret. So usually I only pull 2 cards for this reading, or this part of the reading, but you've had 3, so let me show you them each. So this is the loneliness card, so you can see there's a load of people surrounded, holding hands. So even though you may be feeling alone at this time, remember that you're one with the universe. You have all these people around you, all these people that love you, you know. Whether or not you're in contact with your family, you're always spiritually connected to them. They're never leaving you. Everybody that you've ever loved, even if they may not be physically present in your life right now, they're always there for you. So the mantra for this card is, I know that I am never alone. So if some of you are feeling like you're really lonely right now, just come into that mantra. Know that you are never alone. So then you have the health card come through, which is beautiful and green. Green symbolises the heart chakra, so maybe some of you in this time of loneliness are experiencing putting love into yourself and expanding in your chest, expanding in your green space, like imagining white light coming through and allowing you to really open your heart to all possibilities. This card may also be for physical health, so it might be that some of you are really looking at working with your physical health. So some of you are maybe doing more sports, maybe some of you are being more aware of what you're eating. So this is a really positive card that you're experiencing this month of February. And the mantra is, I will honour the physical vessel that enshrines my soul. Which is a lovely, lovely spiritual message as well of, you know, our bodies are just this physical temple which holds our soul. You know, and we have to really take care of our vessel to be able to take care of our soul, and vice versa. And the other card you had come through is regret. So I don't know if some of you are grieving right now, some of you are experiencing like wishing that you acted in a different way. And you know, there was a lyric that I heard this morning which is regret and love are the same thing. And I think that really just speaks to the fact that when you love somebody, you're more open to regretting how you are or how you have been with them because you care so deeply, right? So the mantra is, I know that I cannot change the past. So this is a brief overview of what your what your soul's experiencing through February, Gemini. Let's go into the tarot and see what's going on in Gemini's life. What are you experiencing? What areas of your life are you asking to show up with stronger intention? What areas of your life are you looking to connect more deeply? In what areas of your life are you feeling more like connected to? Interesting. I feel like Pisces have the same cards which are coming through right now. Yeah, really like, yeah, all of these cards came through for Pisces, and the reading was very much about taking responsibility for your life, creating change if you can create change, knowing what it is that you can change and knowing what it is that you cannot change but you have to accept, knowing the difference between the two. Okay, so the first card that came out for Gemini was the Lover's card. So this card massively speaks to not only love and romance, which obviously we're all feeling because it's February, or maybe not all of us are feeling because it's February, and it's Valentine's Day today, the day that we're filming, so happy Valentine's or happy Galentines or whatever it is that you want to celebrate today. But yeah, the Lover's card speaks to connecting with the divine, so connecting with the divine within yourself, but also with the divine without yourself. So in other people, in the world around you, in nature, all of these things, this is what you need to look at, Gemini, this month, is where are you not connecting in the deepest loving expression? In what parts of your life are you showing up and you're being a bit like naggy or aggy or unfulfilled? You know, what is it that you need to change? What is it that you can be like, oh, I've actually been feeling regret about this situation, or oh, I've actually been feeling upset about this situation. Where can you turn to somebody and say, hey, I'm really sorry for how I acted the other day, I love you. You know, what is it that you need to change in your environment to actually feel at peace with yourself and actually feel love in all parts of your life? You know, obviously life isn't all good, it isn't all bad. There's yin and yang, there's always both. But where you can take responsibility and where you can tune into, I'm not experiencing the most love that I could be feeling right now. What is that? You know, what is that aspect? What is that element? So then you had the King of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles came out together. So the King of Cups is the suit of emotions in the tarot, and King is one of the highest. You know, King is this royal member. It's a more masculine energy or a father energy. Maybe some of you need to reconnect more with your parents in this situation. And if you have parents who have passed over to the other side and there's still some regrets or there's difficulties there, maybe some of you need to look at taking responsibility in that situation and actually being loving towards your parents who are crossed over. So whether that be parents who are in life today with you in the flesh, or whether they be you know, cross the bridge, or whatever it is that you believe about life, there is still a connection there because you still feel a certain way towards them, right? Or you still feel a certain way towards somebody. So if you're feeling angry or regret for the past, this is your opportunity, Gemini, to switch it up and to actually give love back into that situation. So This reading is really about taking responsibility for where you're feeling emotionally unfulfilled. You know, where can you through the, if you see here, it's like waters, and the waters are really like the waters are difficult. Where can you find responsibility for your happiness in difficult emotional times? So that being paired with the Queen of Pentacles. The Pentacles in the tarot is the suit of material. So the Pentacles speaks to your living situation, it speaks to your work, it speaks to your wealth, it speaks to your finances, it speaks to your health. It speaks also to your relationship with self and relationship with people around you. So who are your friends right now? Who are the people that you love and you care about? Are there any difficulties there that you actually really need to nurture and to tend to? You know, this reading is really about what aspects of your life are you feeling sad about, or regretful, or lonely. You know, with loneliness you can just reach out to people, and if some of you have left regret in the past which makes you unable to reach out to people, then you need to be the bigger person and take that step forward and extend the olive branch and speak to that person that you have regret with. You know, because they're going to be feeling something too. Connection is a two-way thing, it's not just you. You know, if you feel a certain way towards somebody, whether they consciously know it or not, they will feel it. You know, energy is a real thing. It's not a fake thing. Like we all feel these things. We all have like intuitive thoughts about people, right? So yeah, try and connect more with what it is that you want and what it is that you're not receiving full love in. You then had the Chariot card, which is a card of movement. It's a card of momentum. It's a real sign of actually moving forward and progressing in life. So Gemini, this has been a lot about relationships with people, right? But this could also be about your working relationships. It could be about your business. This could be about, okay, I need to take the next steps in the thing that I care about to really feel good, you know? And my project deserves it, you know? Maybe this is about your creativity and your art. Maybe it's time for you to invest in that thing that you really want. Maybe some of you want to learn a musical instrument and you're like, why don't I just be open to the possibility of gaining a piano in my life? You know, it might sound outrageous, but why not? Why not? We're all here playing the game, we're all here playing the reality game, we're all here in skin bodies, so why don't you see what happens? Yeah, you know, the person here is they're pretty royal looking. They're like glammed up. They've got horse. You know, they're not unwealthy people. This person, they're not an unwealthy person. So maybe some of you really need to start stepping into that. Maybe some of you need to evade victimhood, let go of where you're feeling like a victim in your life, and actually step up and take the next steps. It's exciting when you drop into that, isn't it? It's exciting when you drop into, I have choice. Who may I become now? You know? So your next card is the Four of Cups. So again, Cups is speaking to emotional fulfillment. Here we have somebody sat under a tree and they're so fed up, they're like done with their life. And they're looking at the things that they have in front of them, which is 3 cups, but they're not happy with it. It's like something's missing right now. It's like something's missing right now, but it's coming in. You know, it's coming in from somewhere. Here, from spirit, from source. So whether this be a card of manifestation or inspiration or like opening yourself up to what might happen next, you might have ideas coming through of something that you feel like would really be exciting to have in your life. It might be something which is really exciting to receive. You know, some of you might have had a childhood dream of like being a horse rider. So why don't you try horse riding? Why don't you try and find somewhere close to you which has horse, you know? It's this thing of like questioning yourself, Gemini. What do I want? You know, some of you are maybe so focused, because you're social butterflies, maybe some of you are so focused on like the people around you and gossip and like working relationships and all these things where you can kind of be the bigger person in situations in a different way to how I meant earlier. It's almost like some of you are able to dominate in social situations and maybe bully people. It won't be for all of you, but maybe like if you look at your life in some little aspects, maybe that might be happening. And actually, now Spirit's saying, come back to yourself. What do you need to receive? You know, like you can be in this situation where you're surrounded by people and you'll be in the joke, you'll be in the funny person, and everyone enjoys you for that, but nobody's really able to see you clearly and to see you deeply because you're not letting them. Because actually, you know, you're fed up. You're fed up with this life. So what do you need to do next? What is it, Gemini, that is going to fulfill you? So this is the Ten of Cups. As I've been saying this whole time, Cups is about your emotional fulfillment. Here is your emotional fulfillment. This is the Ten of Cups. So the minor arcana goes 1 to 10. This card came in reverse, which shows that maybe you don't have access to this happiness right now. This happiness where you're joyful, you know, you're in the world and it's your world and you're with your family and you're with what you've created. The fact that it's come out in this spread shows that it's available to you, you know, like the 10 of Cups. Your emotional fulfillment, Gemini, is there. It's like here and it's so ready for you, but you've got some things to do before you can have this for yourself, you know. So it's been pretty succinct so far. There's definitely like an openness, Gemini, to look for what it is that you need next. Okay? So we're going to ask Spirit for what does Gemini need to see to be able to gain their emotional fulfillment. Okay. So what does Gemini need to look into? What are Gemini's possibilities for obtaining happiness and creating a life which is fulfilling to them? Okay. So you had the Four of Wands come through first. So this is a card which kind of shows harmony. It shows marriage in a way. It shows commitment and dedication. In the tarot and I think within numerology as well, the number 4 is the most stable number. So this card shows balance. You know, so what you need, Gemini, right now is some balance. I feel like this might have even been pretty similar to the reading that you had last month, you know? So you're still in this energy and you're still walking towards your emotional fulfillment. You know, last month you had the Knight of Pentacles, and it was this energy of like stepping towards, plodding along towards your emotional fulfillment, towards the life that you want to create. So this here just shows more of an openness, like you're starting to balance out your life, Gemini. You're starting to take note of who doesn't feel good to be around. You're taking note of, when I drink this drink, it makes me feel shit. You're starting to realise what feels good for you and what doesn't feel good for you. So this is a really important card. I'd say go and have a look at your life, you know, start to be really aware of what it is that makes you feel good, what makes you feel excited, what makes you feel happy, and what makes you feel, not sure about that, won't do that again. Where else can Gemini find balance between self and socialness? Like I've said, you're a social butterfly. So this is an opportunity for you to maybe say no. Like when you're invited to something and you really feel like, I don't know if I want to go, it's probably a no. There's a saying, if it's not a hell yeah, it's a no. So yeah, for some of you, this is a real opportunity to start looking at your life and deciding, like actually choosing whether or not you're going, because your spirit does know. You will know when you feel excited for something, right? So yeah, spend some more time by yourself, Gemini. Even if you're feeling lonely, you're not alone. The way that you can benefit the people around you the most is by being fulfilled in yourself. And that only really comes by spending time by yourself to work out who you are, what you want, what you're about, and what you love, right? So do that and show up in the world as a really positive force. Show up as somebody who knows what they're about, who is confident, who is fulfilled, so then you can help the people around you, which I think you also want to do because you're super caring. So you had a number of cards come through. So I'll explain, I'll read them as I've been shown them, as they've come out. We've had the Two of Cups, again, emotional fulfillment, union. This could be speaking about a romantic person in your life who might be coming through, but I think it's more likely that it is about yourself, unless you are already pretty fulfilled and you're looking for that extra thing, you're looking for that person in your life, then maybe that is what's coming through for you. But this speaks about balance and harmony between self and other. Okay, so it's really, really just supporting this card. Just quickly on this card as well, this is the Suit of Wands, and the wands in the tarot are to do with creativity and spirituality. It's like what we, it's like the energy that we have to create our life with. It's like our life force energy, or our spirit, or our soul, or whatever it is you want to call it. So then you have the Six of Swords in reverse. So some of you are almost neglecting yourself. Some of you are like, if I turn it up right, you might be able to see the message a bit clearer. So it's like maybe a man, wife and kid, and they're sailing away, they're trying to escape something, right? It's very much like a, let's go, I need to get out of here. The swords in the tarot are thought. They stand for mind, they stand for how we think and process things. So some of you, I feel like when you're around people, you might be laughing at things that you think are fucking terrible. You might be laughing at things that you don't find funny, you know? Some of you are really like hiding yourself because you want to be seen in a certain way, but then you're not actually being true to yourself. Like people aren't seeing you for who you are because you're hiding it. This is a real opportunity to not do that, to just start to reel it back, and that can be difficult, you know. That might actually be causing, this is the Ace of Cups in reverse, that might actually be causing a lot of blockage and a lot of emotional turmoil because you feel like you have to mask all the time. So when you're doing that, you're not showing up as who you are, you're not actually letting yourself be loved, and you're not loving yourself because you're refusing to show up as who you are. So this is a really sensitive subject, Gemini, and I have a lot of compassion and a lot of love and care and lightness for you in this topic. So I hope you're being gentle with yourself. Yeah, we're really speaking about, again, this is the Eight of Cups, and it shows somebody like walking away. You know, this is a time to really like take yourself in and find your self-love. You know, the fact that these are coming up in reverse to me really shows it shows a real blockage there, Gemini. It really shows like a sadness and difficulty being around people, which is tough because you love being around people. You're a social butterfly. So yeah, taking time for yourself right now is really important. I can't stress this enough. you've had these two power cards come through as well, like super powerful cards, these ones, which is very reassuring. You know what you're experiencing right now, Gemini. You're not alone in this. Many people are experiencing this. Many people find socializing challenging, and if you're not showing up as yourself, it's like a double whammy of difficulty. So these cards, the Magician is number 1 in the major arcana of the tarot. So this shows the possibility of creation. Magician speaks to having everything around you. You already have everything you need, right? You have everything you need. Everything you need can be found within yourself through meditation, through dancing, through creation, through doing what it is that you love to do, spending time with creatures, you know, whatever it is. This is your opportunity to really go with what makes you happy and start building your life from there. Imagine what your life would look like if you didn't do anything which made you feel a tiny bit poo. Imagine the energy you would have, right? You would be this person. You'd be this person right here. Like, fulfilled, full of life, a witch, a magician, a mage, creating, you know? You would be that person. And that is an energy that you have within yourself. You know, this is a possibility for you. So step into that. What happens when you start to say no to people that you don't want to be around? What happens if you stop giving away your energy to people who give you no energy back? It's mad how much this is about people. But of course, it's always about self. You know, it's always about, where am I losing energy? Where am I losing my power? Where am I actually giving my power to something else, to a job that I don't care about? Who's doing that? Why? With as much love as possible. You know, come back to self and create something which you can create. You've always got people around you. There is always the possibility for support. Do not live a life that you regret. Regret nothing, right? I'm sure you guys don't regret too much, I hope. But challenge yourself. What happens? What is my life if I decide to live without regret? What does that look like? Okay. So the Star. I think this is number 17 of the tarot. And I'll just read this card out. So it shows... Here we go. So it shows a person like pouring water, filling water and nurturing. You know, the Star is a really, really brilliant card. So it says, at last the time for renewal is now. After a difficult time, the shining star promises refreshment, and it renews your Okay, so let's just see if there's any other cards for Gemini to come out. Are there any other cards or messages for Gemini to come through, please? Oops. Any final messages for Gemini? Anything that they're not seeing? Have the Emperor card come through? This is literally almost what happened for the Pisces reading. Like, the same kinds of cards coming through. So final Gemini. Ha! Literally was, if you go and watch the Pisces reading, it's literally the same. That's so mad. This is for Gemini though, so I don't know if Gemini and Pisces are going together for something. You might both be like the same, what's it called? Like modal? Yeah, you are. So you're both mutable energies, which means that you are you're at the start of the season. So for Earth, Air, Fire, Water, each of the zodiacs are split into mutable, fixed, and cardinal signs. So mutable is the first sign. So it's you're often. Oh no, sorry. Mutable is the end. The end. So you're ready for change always. You know. So yeah, that's super interesting, and I'm pretty sure that you're both being. Let's see. By Mercury. Okay, well there's some kind of thing there. Mutable signs are Sagittarius, Virgo, Gemini and Pisces. So you might have similar readings because of the sort of energy that you are. You might be experiencing similar things. Super interesting. Anyway, so your final messages from me today, from Spirit for your February, are something about really stepping up. You're really stepping into almost like a more traditional masculine energy. You know, you're stepping into, what do I want? I want this. I'm going to make it happen. It's almost like less caring about other people, and it can be seen as selfish, but actually what it is taking care of yourself, making sure that that's priority, because nobody else is going to look after you. You're the only person that can look after you with the most love possible. You know how you want to be loved, Gemini, even if you don't consciously know. The love that you can give yourself is the only love which is good enough for you. And then when you're in a relationship, you know, you teach that person how to love you in the best way possible. So how are you going to do that if you don't know how to love yourself, right? So it's time to do that. Time to step up into the Emperor. You also had the Devil in reverse. So Devil speaks to subconscious desires, things that you are maybe aware of, but you're not super aware of, or maybe you're aware of and you haven't got to try yet. Maybe some of you have some fantasies that you haven't been able to like tap into. This card often speaks to like sexuality and taboo subjects. So maybe some of you have an experience in life that you really want to give a go, but you haven't had the courage to reach out and try that, or you haven't had the opportunity. No one's going to give you necessarily the opportunity that you want. That's a lie. People might give you the opportunity that you want, but this is almost like something that you get to create. You need to reach out and make that thing happen. And then we've had these ones. So the 10 of Pentacles is everything that you want in life. It is family, it is love, it is friendship, it is work, it is money. It's incredible wealth. It's like wealth in all aspects, which is supported by the 8 of Wands. So really connecting with yourself, connecting with your spiritual energy, creating it. It's like hard work that you've done to make this happen. Okay, so a change is coming, Gemini, and you are creating this change. There is also the 5 of Pentacles in reverse, which speaks to faith. So whatever it is that you want in your life, you need to trust and acknowledge, or trust yourself and acknowledge that it is possible for it to happen. You know, if you are able to trust the universe to give you the thing that you want, if you believe that the universe is a loving and nurturing vessel that we all live in, then why wouldn't it give you what you want? Especially if the thing that you want is for the highest good of all beings. You know, energy finds the easiest route And if you drop into love and positivity as the easiest route, then you create the thing that you want. Yeah, some of you not necessarily go back to church, but some of you reconnect with your faith, with your belief. You know, reconnect with that. Thank you, Gemini. This has been an amazing reading. We'll just finish it off with these romantic decks that I told you about. So for Gemini, just a final message. Just a final message. A loving final message. One card, please. There we go. It says, actions speak loudly. Express your love through actions. Yeah, this is your sign, Gemini. Thank you. This has been a real pleasure, a real honour. I hope you've enjoyed this reading. If you have enjoyed this reading, please like, please comment below and how it's helped you. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel and please share with other Geminis that you think might find this useful. Peace.